Doug, just talk to me about how much work has gone in the last couple of months to get this set up from a board perspective.
Well, there's been lots of work. We've been fortunate in the sense that we already had 5 existing programs that we called early learning opportunities, but we've expanded from 5 to 12 sites, and we are going to eventually have 13 classes in those 12 sites. So there's been a lot of work at the board's end in terms of hiring. There's been lots of work in terms of making sure that all the equipment has been ordered and establishing the programs and connecting with parents to ensure that they can enroll if they so wish.
In the Halifax School Board, what's the sort of board level protocol for, I know like this classroom I was speaking with the principal, she said it's important to have it here because it's close to the door, it's close to the washrooms. Can you just speak about the consistency across the board? Is it consistent that every one of these classrooms will have easy access to an entrance, a separate entrance, and a washroom? Is that available?
Well, it's really based on each school. Ideally, when you have your youngest students, you try to provide them with the ease of access as you can, but primarily we're establishing these first classes where there is space available. So when principals have had that opportunity, they've done some adjusting within the school, but when you look at all of our schools and the way they're set up, we try to have as much as possible easier access for the younger students in and out of the building, because it's a big change for them learning about school, learning about the school routines. So as much as possible, we want to try and aid that and ease their way into school as they age.
Speak to me about the second site at Joseph Howe. My understanding is that the kids are there, but they're in a temporary location for now. Is that correct?
That's right. We've been working with HDCEL, and one of the things that they said to us was that they needed another week in terms of getting themselves organized and vacating the space. So we said absolutely, they can take that time. And what we've been doing is offering the pre-primary program starting today in a temporary space, which the school typically uses for classes such as French or art, and just allowing them to use that space. So they're going to be offering those programs in classrooms for this week.
I understand there's been quite a bit of setup gone into most of these sites, but you expect to be able to have that setup done over the course of the weekend at Howe, is that correct?
Well, they said that they will vacate no later than Friday, but in fact we had movers there today helping to prepare that space. We've also talked to them about establishing an office upstairs for them, so they're going to temporarily use an office downstairs. But if we have to go beyond Monday moving into that space, it might be a few days, but the goal is to have it ready for next Monday, and if it's not Monday, then I'm sure it'll be a few days after.
Okay. And when you're talking about the enrollment at that school, my understanding is that catchment area, the enrollment has been going up, and now we're seeing the pre-primary program move in there and potentially expand as well. Do you have any expectation that this group will be able to stay in the school on a permanent basis?
Well, it's too hard to say at this point, too early, I guess. One of the things that we did indicate to them was that we needed an additional space for this year. We have seen an increased enrollment, probably of about 40 or 50 students over the last few years, primarily newcomers to Nova Scotia. So it's great that the school is needed, very much so in that community. It's the heart of the community in many ways, and we want to work with HDCL. We're going to look at establishing an memorandum of understanding with them, and we hope to be able to partner with them for many years. But in terms of what that space is going to be used in Joseph Howe, we'll have to take it on a yearly basis.
And do you have any sense for whether there's additional school board owned real estate in the area that could potentially be a new home for them, if that was something is that something available, do you know?
Well, again, we haven't even entered into those types of discussions about an MOU, but I'm sure that we want to work with them and be partners with them, so where possible we would consider anything that they ask for. At this point, they've asked for a number of things within Joseph Howe that we've been happy to accommodate.
That's everything I wanted. Anybody else? Okay, thanks, Doug.
Yeah, no problem.